They finally figure out where this well is and that it's owned by your dad. And they
Willie Jones.
offered Willie Jones. And they offered $900 for the plot of land. Is that right?
That's right, Dominique. I mean, that's like a slap in the face for our family. My dad said, "No, we're not going to take no $900 with this great well that fits right into your uh, water department." So they commit by condemning the property, eminent domain.
Yeah. Kavan Ward, talk to me here a little bit. I know that especially following the victory in Bruce's Beach, you have been flooded with families that have various stories, Black families who've had their wealth stolen, bamboozled from them. We talked to the Hansberry family, we talked to the Burgess family, but I know it's way more than what you can take on. What is it about this particular case that made you say we've got to deal with this?
I think what moved me the most is that these these five siblings were so tight, and they had been working so hard and for so long to try to get some justice from the city of Huntsville and from the county of Madison County, and from UAH, University of Alabama, Huntsville. And I think the fact that University of Alabama, Huntsville met with them, broke bread with them, and offered them a plaque was disgusting. It was like they spit in their face, and it just was reminiscent of what happened in Manhattan Beach when they just tried to offer the Bruce family a plaque. I mean, I just think it's time for this to stop. You can't pacify these people that you stole so much from with a plaque. That's not remedy. These people lost
Yeah.
generational wealth. They lost an opportunity to build their own businesses, to send their kids to college, not to mention these kids having to raise their own siblings. I think J.T. Jones was 5 years old, having to raise his four siblings. It turned his father, Willie Jones, into an alcoholic, especially after he lost his wife. And not only did they trick them to move into a house that was a little bit better than where they were before, but while they moved them over there, gave them a bigger house, gave them some land to play on, they were stealing the land they actually owned. And then once they stole the land the family owned, they moved them out to the woods where they had to live in poverty. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have any resources. So you just add insult to injury. I'm amazed that these five siblings are still here, still alive, and still fighting strong. I really am, and I admire that. And it inspired me, and I just felt like they need to get some justice.
Well, justice is what they're seeking. There's an event actually going on that you can support if you're in the area. We're going to talk about that. We're going to go a little deeper into what Kavan Ward was talking about, how they were slowly, systematically pushed off their land, pushed into the woods, and how we ended up here today on a quest for restitution. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud, loud.
A great place for progressive politics.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
The Green Foundation, key health influencer, empowering our Black communities through action. The Green Foundation advocates for affordable health care, accessibility, and knows the importance of culturally relatable health care. Regardless of income, we believe it is a right for optimum health. The Green Foundation has been at the forefront for 25 years, dedicated solely to promoting prevention through early detection, annual screenings, and nutrition. We know you because we are you. Our hand-holding approach supports you and your family to receive your right to be treated fairly and receiving quality healthcare services. We want you and your family to know COVID-19 was devastating to our families and to our wallet. We can build back better by understanding prevention, wearing your mask, washing your hands, social distancing, and understanding the impact of long COVID. Get the care you deserve. Take advantage of your privileges. Contact us, info@thegreenfoundation.net. info@thegreenfoundation.net.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
So pleased to have with us Kavon Ward, founder of Where Is My Land, and Michael and Brenda, who are the children of Willie Jones. Brenda, I was asking about your story before the break. Michael was telling how Willie Jones bought this land. It had a key water source, this well that was serving the entire city of Huntsville. And when we see what water rights are going for today and the battles over water, we can see how key that would have been for your family in building generational wealth. So what happens then, Michael says, is that somehow, or I guess Kavon said, somehow the city comes and pressures the family to move off of that land. Explain that story of what happened here.
Yes, like my brother said, during that time, my father was actually coerced into moving off of that land further back, and actually became a sharecropper unbeknownst to its own land. And the city of Huntsville was looking for a water source, right? And they discovered one on my father's land, and the paperwork. The article clearly states that the water source that they found was producing so much water that they didn't have the supplies to actually get the water out. And the article also states that the well belonged to my father, Willie Jones, during that era. So the proof is there of who the well belonged to, which is Willie Jones, our father.
And when you talk about bamboozled, oh, I see we have JT on the phone now too.
Yes.
It's not just that someone wasn't educated or that somebody just took the land in one fell swoop. Sounds like they moved them out of the house by luring them with a bigger house, by bullying them, made them work as sharecroppers, and then Willie Jones's wife dies. JT, talk about that and what role that played. And welcome to you both.
How you doing?
Thank you.
Yeah, that after my mother died, that played a significant role in our life because Sanderson, the person that we were sharecropping with, he moved us back into a field then, away from, I would say, like, away from civilization. We didn't have no mail, no way of getting mail there or anything. It was just like they was hiding us, And like I said, they comes in and back when we was up on the property, up on Aston Pike, which now is known as Holmes Avenue, we had a good life, a real good life. My dad was a loving father, and my mother was a loving mother, and we was really the highlight up there on Holmes Avenue then, and we wasn't rich or anything, but we had all the things in life that we needed in life, and we was a happy family back then. And then they come out and condemn the land, asked my father for permission to dig into his well, and he gave him permission to dig into the well. So after that, they asked him, do you realize what you got here? You got an underground spring well. And they offered him $900 for the well, and my father, he didn't take it, he just, So after that, they went on with their procedure of condemning it. So they decided to condemn the land in the well altogether. Out when we were sharecropping on Capshaw Road.
Yeah. And so they condemn the property. They use eminent domain to take it. And they stow you guys out in the boonies where you can't even get your mail. So the family is not getting notifications about any of these things that are happening regarding your own property.
Yes. And like I said, the mail, it was still coming up on Aston Pike, which is now its Holmes Avenue, and someone else was getting our mail because once me and my brother Michael, we went into the file. We got the whole file of what happened. They were sending out summons to my father, but he never received them. It was going to somebody else's house. Where, I don't know. It was somebody up there where we lived.
Well, clearly that was intentional because they know you weren't able to get mail where they installed you.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So, Brenda, talk to me about this idea that the city officials say that your dad sold the land to them, and you guys say, no, he never made that sale.
Well, my brother JT, he can speak better on that than I because he did most of the work.
Now,
JT, why do you say your father never sold the land?
Yes, he never sold anything. My father and mother, they knew that they had land still here. I don't think they never even saw that deed which this person drew up on them in 1958. And that, like I said, we went and got a handwriting expert. That was not my mother and father's signature. And this person that did the handwriting, she was ready to come down here and testify in the court of law that was a forgery.
So in a case like this, Kavan Ward, where you're actually going against city officials and what's presumably false documentation of the sale of this land, how do you prove that? And it seems so overwhelming that the entire government system is stacked against this family.
Right. It is. And the good thing about it is that we've come in contact with other families who have had similar issues, who have had their land stolen, who have had the Madison County be a part of stealing that land. So these people they've hired handwriting experts to prove that the signatures are false. My understanding is that Willie Jones didn't even sign his name when he signed off on something. He put an X. So how do you have all this documentation where he's signing with an X and then suddenly you have this signature that doesn't mirror what he normally signs as? You know, so I think the issue is we have to really inform people and try this in the court of public opinion, because we already know that the government officials are crooked. We already know the University of Alabama in Huntsville is crooked. They condemn that land for the purposes of being able to give it to the University of Alabama Huntsville. The fact that the University of Alabama Huntsville is not taking responsibility for this and calling the families liars is just ridiculous to me, because they have ample proof. They have ample proof. So it's a matter of getting just people to rule on this. We've had nothing but racist, white supremacist people who don't care to hear about them, who don't care that their land was stolen. We need a turnover, and we have to get that by applying pressure. And that's
so
why
tell
we
me
have
about
activation out here.
Tell me about the event that's coming up.
Yeah, we're calling it Activate Huntsville. We're holding a gathering at the church, St. Luke's Christian Church here in Huntsville, Alabama. The community is coming together, and we're going to rally for the University of Alabama Huntsville to do the right thing, for the county of for Madison County to do the right thing, for the city of Huntsville to do the right thing. And we're going to let them know that we're not going to stop. There are generations waiting to pick up the baton. It's not going to stop with these 5 siblings here.
That's right.
Brenda has 25 grandchildren. We're not going to stop until we get some justice. And so they can keep fighting with us, but they're going to get a fight. That's it.
When and what time?
It's tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Saturday, October 14th at 11 o'clock.
Okay, we'll talk more about that. But is this up at your website at Where Is My Land? How can people get connected to this activation around, as you say, putting pressure on electeds and on the university to do the right thing?
It's been in media coverage. We have it on our website. We have it on all of our social media platforms, www.whereismyland.org. All social media is Where Is My Land.
Yeah. I want to talk about what else you guys are doing, and also just the remarkable unity of your family and the way that you have become your own private eye squad to find out the truth about what really happened, how important that is, and how other families that suspect they may have been robbed of generational wealth, or there may be something, certainly as Black Americans, there are things in our family history that we don't know about and would like to reclaim, correct, and have repair for. Love to get your thoughts on that too as we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Hamas militants are vowing to broadcast their executions of Israeli hostages on the internet. Hamas already has used Telegram, a largely unmoderated messaging platform with more than 800 million international users, to share grisly videos of kidnappings and murders. In Illinois, an African-American Chicago man is now free after spending 16 years in prison. Patrick Taylor was wrongly convicted in 2007, and the appellate court threw out his conviction in 2016 for the murder of Marquise Lovings. The Rolling Meadows Police Department held 3 boxes of evidence that was withheld from Taylor's 2007 trial. The evidence implicates other individuals in the murder. Taylor was 38 when he entered prison. He's now 54. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the amazing wireless offer from Boost Infinite. For more, just pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from this station.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Brooklyn Nets held a moment of silence last night before their preseason game in Brooklyn against Maccabi Ra'anana, a pro team from Israel. The moment of silence was a memorial for victims of the war between Israel and Hamas. Maccabi officials thought about canceling last night's game, but decided to play as a show of solidarity for their country. Maccabi has 2 other exhibition games against NBA teams on their schedule, Monday in Cleveland and Tuesday in Minnesota. Former Memphis guard Dylan "the Villain" Brooks, now with the Houston Rockets, is still getting into trouble. The NBA fined Brooks $25,000 for hitting Indiana Pacers center Daniel Theis in the groin Tuesday night. You would think he would have learned a lesson by now after doing the same thing to LeBron James in the playoffs last season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here for KBLA Talk 1580. We're live in Los Angeles at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. And I'm speaking to some of the attendees today to see why it was so important for them to be here.
Yeah, this is Lathan and Tyler. Main reason that's very important for me to be here is just to leave a legacy for my kids. Black wealth, generational wealth is what we need in our community, you know. Oh, Chase, someone has to take the lead. They're showing, big business like Chase cares, and they're putting their money where their mouth is at. So it's good to see, big institution like Chase, giving a lifting hand, to the community, and you got to respect that. It makes me want to bank with Chase, and give them another look if I go to another institution. I actually see what Chase is doing for the community.
That's right, Chase is doing their part to help advance Black wealth. For more money support, tune in every day from 12 to 2 to KBLA Talk 1580's Midday Money Chain, right here.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
I had an important job, and it wasn't just a job, it was keeping my brothers and sisters safe. And coming back, it felt like kind of thrown away. If it hadn't been for Wounded Warrior Project, I honestly don't know if I would be here. It was like, I got my family back again. We all felt the connection, like that brother and sisterhood.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Donna by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
At Susan G. Komen, we believe that ending breast cancer needs all of us working together. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to honor the loved one you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Visit Komen.org and be a part of our Susan G. Komen community today.
What's up? I'm Danelle Riley, FAMU alumni and creator of the HBCU Culture Shop. I am so proud of my new partnership with Black Beyond Measure and Target. They help me elevate community pride with my HBCU designs and continue to support Black creators and entrepreneurs with Target HBCU challenges, scholarship programs, and campus collaborations. Let's come together this homecoming season and beyond. Shop my brand and discover other Black-owned products at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like the style, though?
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for Unapologetically Progressive Radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
We're joined this morning by JT, Michael, and Brenda Jones, the children of Willie Jones. Another case of a black family who had their wealth stolen. Mr. Willie Jones purchased a property back in 1870. The family had rights to this property. He owned a plot of land. Hope I'm telling the story right. You guys can correct whatever I get wrong. It had an important well that was supplying water to the entire community. The city pushed the family off that land after Mr. Jones refused a lowball $900 offer for the whole piece of land, the well. And the city condemned the property, shut down the well, asked Mr. Jones to move to a different house, which he felt he had no choice because the well was shut down and the property was condemned. Then They moved you all to a place where you couldn't get your mail and took the property, later claiming it had been sold by Mr. Jones to the city of Huntsville, Madison County. Kavon Ward of Where's My Land is also on with us. And she has taken on this case, teaming up with the family to try to get justice, to reclaim that generational wealth that has been lost. What does victory look like in this case, Kavon Ward?
I think victory looks like what the family says victory looks like. Victory looks like getting land, even if it is not the land that was taken. They lost it. Well, 2.5 acres of land was stolen. They need to get it back. The University of Alabama, Huntsville has ample land. They need to give the Jones family 2.2 acres of land back. It also looks like financial restitution for the loss of the generational wealth, the trauma, the amount of emotional distress this family has gone through, the fact that they were not able to provide things for their kids and their kids are not able to provide things for their kids as a result of this theft.
Yeah,
And it looks like apologizing and making sure that it's not done again. It looks like people being held accountable.
Yeah, I also think that even if they give them a plot of land, it's not going to have a key well that's supplying water to an entire region, which could have potentially generated a huge amount of wealth and opportunity and quality of life, of course, you never get back.
Right. Exactly. You cannot get back that time. Think about the emotional stress they've had to endure over the decades of trying to get justice. They need to be compensated for that as well. I mean, it's just unfortunate when we think about white supremacy and how white people get to pass down generational wealth, but black people they have to pass down generational trauma and the fight to get justice. Yeah. When is it going to end?
Michael, your father died in 1971. And was it as a result of what we do when folks die, the tallying and sorting of their lives, that led you guys on this mission to get restitution?
Yes, Dominique. After our father died, the two oldest siblings became our fathers. And it's just the DNA that we have as a family that launched this investigation, these 20 years of documentation. And if you look at our history, we come from a prominent family, you know. And after our father died, it wasn't about revenge. It was about the horrific means of poverty that we were launched into. It was so horrible, Dominique, that I remember, I'm the youngest, I remember about the third house we moved to, me and my sister Brenda had to walk down an incline like a little forest to get water, just to get water. And sometimes there were dead animals in the water. So we had to walk maybe 2 miles down to the nearest farmer's house to get water, just to bathe and drink and cook. And I remember so many times that we could have been kidnapped on those country roads here in the South. And the food was, we hardly had food to even make a meal sometimes. My brothers would bring us stuff from the mountain, you know, when they went up there to cut wood. They would bring us some like hickory walnuts, and we would crack those things all day just to keep from starving. So the starvation could have gotten us. The drinking water could have gotten us. The bad actors on these country roads could have gotten us. But it's by the mercy of God that we survived. And my two brothers, well, three, because JT was, you know, acting like the mother. And they are our heroes. They made sure we was able to get a little schooling. We didn't get a lot. We didn't go to school much, but when we did, it was because they quit school to help my father, to to get us working on farms. I had one brother, Willie. He's named after my father. He almost got his arm torn off in one of the farmer's equipment. And Billy actually trying to do Brenda's hair when we didn't have a mother to any older sister to help her. It was just horrible, Dominique. And the restitution, we need our generational wealth, because as the youngsters, we paid for it. We paid for this. They could have did the right thing. The city government, the crooked city government, they could have did better than what they did. They even got our ancestry genealogy wrong, just to get other people's money from that proceeding. So yes, we need resolution. We need pardons to help Where's My Land to make history for us. We need people to donate, to sign the petition. I mean, we're pleading for help, partnership. We live like animals. I don't know if you saw the movie 12 Years a Slave. That's how we live.
Yes, I did.
But probably worse.
Wow. So we signed the petition, you said. Where would we sign a petition?
Change.org, Dominique. You can go on Jones Family Well on the platforms, Instagram. I mean, we just need so much help in the South here, because these guys are already trying to trump up fake stuff in the media against our family. And we got hundreds of documentation. We got genealogy papers. We got census papers. And they're scared now. They're already mocking what we're saying, like we don't know what we're saying in the media front. But we need people, heroes now, to get our generational wealth back. It's like we got the world. It's like the world's on our shoulders, because it's not only us 5 siblings. It's the siblings and third and sixth and seventh generation of families that dependent on us to help secure this generational wealth back.
We're talking with the Jones family, JT, Brenda, and Michael, and Kavon Ward of Where Is My Land. You can help. We'll find out more when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
You've been hearing the story of the Jones family. Well, Michael, JT, and Brenda are on with us from the Jones family. Kavon Ward of Where Is My Land also with us. There is a rally coming up tomorrow at the St. Luke's Christian Church. What time is that again, Kavon? And what are other ways folks can support?
Yeah, it's at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We need folks to show up at the church. We're going to have some stuff going on afterwards, too, that we can't really talk too much about. But we need bodies. We need resources. We're also looking for the family to get some quality legal representation, as a lot of folks out here are afraid to step up and take on this case. So, I mean, we just need more support, more donations for the family to keep the fight up.
Tell me, JT, how you connected with Where Is My Land and how you've kept your family so close and united in this fight over so much time. JT, you there?
Yeah, this is JT. Could you repeat that question, please?
How did you connect with Where Is My Land? And how have you kept your family united and strong?
Well, we connected to Where's My Land. My daughters, two of my daughters, they are computer savvy. They went online one day and said, "Daddy, I heard about these people that did the Bruce family," and so we contacted Where's My Land, and Daddy is just a blessing that we got them to come in with us. Now, what's the second part of that question?
How you keep your family together. I mean, the inner fighting among families when it comes to land and generational wealth, inheritance, makes us lose a lot of ground, too.
Yeah, we kept the family together by, we always been close, like I said, my two older brothers, Billy and Willie, they had to leave school early, they about third and fifth grade education, so they did all the work, and they gave up their, education to help us, and we stayed together, and like I said, we always knew, I had a sense that we had something in life that it was taken from us, and we remember that all the way up until the day that they had stole our land, but after me and Michael, we did research for about 20 years, and we found everything that what they had done to the family. So we stayed together, and we got Where's My Land, on board. So this is where we are today.
Brenda, what do you want to add to this conversation? What should people know?
People should know, piggyback, first of all, off of what my brother JT just said. We have been a family that was thrown in such poverty that, sure, it broke us. It made us it put us almost into starvation, but it kept us strong. It kept us strong. So strong that at any moment, any given time, you make that call. It's like that man in that chair in that back and throwing that head up for help. We're coming to help. We are going to be there for one another through thick and thin, due to the fact that our brothers, Bill and Willie, made such a sacrifice for us. Those brothers combed my hair. They were my mother and my father when I didn't have a mama and a daddy. These guys took care of us. There were days that we went without food for so long, but they were there helping. they were there helping us. So that's what keeps us strong together. We pass all this information down to our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. We tell them these horrific stories, and they're like, oh, my God. And so, therefore, they have taken on the pledge to continue the fight. If we fall and go to sleep today, I guarantee you one of them will be there taking on this fight to continue, because the struggle was real. They saw the injustice that was done to their mother and their father and great-grandmother and great-grandfather. So they're going to carry the torch. That's how we stay together. We always put that love, and we always acknowledge God in our lives, and knowing that God has brought us through. And it wasn't nothing but by the grace of God that we didn't starve. My brother Mike told you a little bit about it, but let me tell you some more. He told you about going to the creek or a stream or whatever it was, where you look up and you see snakes and different things. He didn't tell you about these different houses that we lived in, where we had to put buckets and things to catch water. He didn't tell you about the part where we had trees and things where my brothers had to go up and get trees to bring it down, to cut it up so we could stay warm. He didn't tell you about when you look in the refrigerator, they say you can see the front to the back. We saw that. Those are the horrific things that were put into our lives because of these individuals who decided that they wanted to put their hands on somebody's land and well and just take it.
It's astounding, and it really makes me think, Brenda, JT, and Michael, about how many other American families have similar stories to tell if we dug a little deeper. And I am praying with you guys. I hope that folks that are out in Alabama that can hear my voice or can get to Alabama will join you tomorrow at 11 at the St. Luke's Christian Church. I hope that all the other media outlets that like to copy what we do on KBLA will run with this story and amplify it, because this seems to me a case where victory is not only possible, but history demands it. Kavon Ward, what have I missed?
You got it. I'm just really emotional right now. Every time I hear them speak and tell their story, it infuriates me and it inspires me and motivates me to want to keep fighting with them. You know, I can't imagine being in their shoes. I can't imagine. We have about 800 families who have experienced something similar to this. I don't think people understand how significant this is. This is something that's happened across the country, and local and state governments have used the law to get away with it. And it only happens to our people, to Black people. It's always racially motivated. They decide they want something, they take it, and they don't care about how these people live after that. They don't care about the stress and trauma these people endure. You've covered it. The family's covered it. Now it's time to stop talking and to start fighting. And like they said, the generations after are coming. So this state better be ready.
Absolutely. Kavon Ward, as always, thank you for the great work you're doing. To the Jones family, thank you for sharing your story with us. Know that the KBLA delegation is behind you. We've heard your story. We believe you. And it's time for you to get justice. Thank you so much for joining us. History is now, and we are making it together. Tavis Smiley is on right now. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Hamas militants are vowing to broadcast their executions of Israeli hostages on the internet. Hamas already has used Telegram, a largely unmoderated messaging platform with more than 800 million international users, to share grisly videos of kidnappings and murders. In Illinois, an African-American Chicago man is now free after spending 16 years in prison. Patrick Taylor was wrongly convicted in 2007, and the appellate court threw out his conviction in 2016 for the murder of Marquise Lovings. The Rolling Meadows Police Department held 3 boxes of evidence that was withheld from Taylor's 2007 trial. The evidence implicates other individuals in the murder. Taylor was 38 when he entered prison. He's now 54. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the amazing wireless offer from Boost Infinite. For more, just pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from this station.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Brooklyn Nets held a moment of silence last night before their preseason game in Brooklyn against Maccabi Ra'anana, a pro team from Israel. The moment of silence was a memorial for victims of the war between Israel and Hamas. Maccabi officials thought about canceling last night's game, but decided to play as a show of solidarity for their country. Maccabi has 2 other exhibition games against NBA teams on their schedule, Monday in Cleveland and Tuesday in Minnesota. Former Memphis guard Dylan "The Villain" Brooks, now with the Houston Rockets, is still getting into trouble. The NBA fined Brooks $25,000 for hitting Indiana Pacers center Daniel Theis in the groin Tuesday night. You would think he would have learned a lesson by now after doing the same thing to LeBron James in the playoffs last season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
This is not a drill.
Time now for the best of Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580.
1, 2, 3.